Alright, this is video 2. I'm shooting this on my new iPhone. I have no idea what it sounds like. I hope it's not too difficult to listen to. Okay, back to the box 1 that we left off in the first video. By the way, I'm not going into great detail on the theory behind melodic minor, coloring the 5 chord, or why I'm going to explain a lot of the things that I'm just going to show you these 3 boxes. I've got other earlier videos that explain the theory behind melodic minor, and I've got some documents on my Banjo Hangout page that also both give fingerings and theoretical explanations for why melodic minor is used so much in jazz. But back to box number 1, A minor to A flat 9, which is D7alt. Just one way of playing it. To G major 9. This one happens to be without a third, but you can play it with a third in a 13, with a third in a major 7. You can play it with a third here. A bunch of ways of voicing it. And then to the G sharp diminished. And you can play this. Very, very, very simple fingering pattern, or left hand pattern, or with that note up on top. So that all those work together. So this one, I'm going to play the chord and then the associated scale. The scales we're going to look at here are A minor Dorian, which for those who've studied my theory stuff know that's just the key of G starting on an A. Key of G major starting on an A note. A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C in this case. And then A flat Lydian dominant, which is, it's an A flat Mixolydian scale. Go with a sharp 11 in it. That's the 4 chord of the key of E flat melodic minor. So this, we're coloring the 5 chord with E flat melodic minor, but we're playing the 4th modal scale of it, if that's the way you want it. The note set's the same. E flat melodic minor, A flat Lydian dominant. They're the same notes, just a different sequence. Then G major, G major, G sharp diminished, or E7 flat 9, G sharp diminished. So here I'm going to play the chord, then the corresponding scale. 2, 3, 4. And so again, one more time, I'm doing a bad job of that, but okay, so that's box 1. Or review the scales. A minor Dorian, A flat Lydian dominant, E flat melodic minor, G major, G sharp diminished, now here at this point I might stop and just show you the second mode of G sharp diminished. This is whole half, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step. But if you start on this note, it's half step, whole step, half step. So that's a whole half step, whole step, diminished scale. Back to where we were. Okay, we've covered the first box. Let's look at the second box. The second box, we're going to start on this chord I think I showed you before, and that's a A minor, starting on the third. Then, which is, again, it's an A flat 9, which is the, you can see the A flat there. Here's it. That's your tritone sub, which colors the alt 5 chord. 2. In this case, it looks like it's a B, like a B minor chord basically, but it's the top half of a G major 7 to B diminished. Again, just another inversion of G sharp diminished. So here's, I'm going to play the scale, the chord, and then the scale for you. Ready? A minor 7. Time. Oh, I should explain what the scales are. A minor, and this is going to be C Lydian, which is just the fourth scale built on the key of G. Remember, the first chord is G major. Basically, though it's an A minor, it's just G major linearly. Then that is the alt chord. Tritone sub for the D7, which is still, this scale is, the name that we call it usually is C Locrian Nat 9, which is basically, again, forget that, it's just E flat melodic minor starting on a C. A B minor 7 type sound, which is G major, starting on a B, so that's B Phrygian in my thought, B Phrygian modal scale, but a G major note set. Then B diminished. And so let me play it, go through that a little more so you can hear the tensions. So I'm going to stop this. I'm going to go to box 3 in the next video.